What's up, guys? Emperor John Kill 3D Gaming here with another video, and I was hit with a bit of shocking news, and this pretty much correlates with the video that I had discussed talking about next-gen games going for $70. And out of all companies, and I don't know if this is going to be permanent or maybe they're testing the waters, but I could still feel that even this small little change can cause a, how would I say, a huge backtrack on the decision that they want to charge $70 for next-gen games. Ubisoft has come out and said that Assassin's Creed Valhalla and Watch Dogs Legion, both next-gen games that will be, they'll be on the previous gen, but they're next-gen titles after that, and anything that they do from that point are going to remain at $60. Maybe because some decency probably hit them in the brain and they realize, yeah, we can let Activision try to pull that stunt. You can let EA try to pull that stunt. You can have 2K try to pull that stunt. And I mean, people listening to 2K of all people, you're listening to one of the most grubbiest money-grubbing developers or companies you could talk about that makes sports games, along with EA in their football franchise and, soccer franchise. But Ubisoft is probably either gaining some sense or realize that they're not going to have all the heat on them if they do this. Because I'll tell you one thing, if the developers or publishers or anybody in charge is going to go ahead with this whole $70 price point, once they see that their sales numbers won't go as high as they wanted to, and it'll be funny that maybe Ubisoft is playing the field. Ubisoft's like, yeah, let all these guys charge $70. People are still going to come back to play with us, to play our games, because we still remain at the $60 price point. It's almost very smart of them, but also desperate at the same time. If you guys are genuinely going to go for $60, make it announced. Don't make it just for one company. Other game publishers have to say the same thing. Okay? Fine. Let there be a split between the big game publishers and the medium game publishers that charge fair prices for their games. Let there be studios and everything that still say, yeah, we're going to charge $60, because after what I saw of Halo Infinite, that ain't a $70 game. That's a $40 remake of Halo 2 for the second time, because that's what it looks like. That's mainly another reason why I wanted to make this video. And it's so funny how this happens right after Ubisoft comes out and says this right after Microsoft's event. It's like these game publishers are trying to undercut each other almost at every angle they get. Now, the only person that remains quiet is Sony, because Xbox goes out and boasts. Nintendo just does what they need to do. But PlayStation and publishers have one thing in common. They wait. They at least wait and play the field, because I'm pretty sure at the end of the day they're businesses. All these game developers, all these game companies are businesses. They're going to realize that $70 price point is going to stick. Is not going to stick very well, because if it sticks, they're going to lose more than they think they're going to gain. And they would probably rely more on digital sales. Either physical copies are going to be $70 and $60 remain for digital, but that would at least mean digitals will have a rise, and physicals, I guarantee this is probably happening to throw physicals out the window, because a lot of people or a lot of companies trying to move into digital distribution. But there's a lot of people who still want physicals. So I could feel that they're just trying to get rid of physicals by upping the game price, because then it'll make them prove that they'll be like, oh, nobody wants physical games no more, so we're just doing digital, and the digitals remain 60. That would be a very messed up thing to do, and hopefully more publishers start a chain reaction that can just make other publishers realize, what, maybe we're putting $70 is maybe a little too much. And the big companies, once they realize that things are not going to go their way, they have to backtrack and they have to revoke a lot of the decisions they've made. And I guarantee that's going to happen. Now with Ubisoft doing this, let there be a chain reaction. Other people should speak up about that and say something. Because then before the next gen comes out, somebody's going to have to come out and say, you know what? We're going to have to remain at the $60 price point. I know game costs are getting higher and higher, but are they really getting that high for you to charge $70? Yeah, I don't think so, because they've been saying this all the way from the 360, Wii, and the PS3 era, and these games, the most they take is just years to put together. They take a lot of costs. I can understand that, but it's also depending on where does the cost go. Okay, and a lot of what these developers say, the costs of games, no, a lot of the costs, they have the money, they just pretend not to, or they do things they don't realize. You realize they don't even pay taxes, so they have the fucking money to do this. Anyway, kudos to Ubisoft, out of all things, because we know Ubisoft's a terrible company as well. I at least give kudos to them for saying, nope, $70 ain't our thing, we're just going to stick to our $60. That's going to play a huge role in the start of this next gaming generation. And if any more things change, I will be sure to cover it. And I'll be sure to make sure you guys know. Anyway, this is Emperor John Kill 3D Gaming. Be sure to like, subscribe, favorite, and I'll catch you all next time.